Oh, today. Another whatever Wednesday. Whew. And Spam is getting shrunk. She's shrinking. I recently bought this shrinking paper. I say recently. I've been too scared to touch it and do anything with it, so it's just missed out there. But yeah, I'm going to try it today. I've never done this before. A little bit scared. So I have this. No. Oh, I need to test brain buffering. What materials work on this paper, because I've never done this before and my paints, pencils and stuff are cheap. Well, my pencils aren't. They're Faber-Castell ones, so. But we've got colour pencils, we've got paint, acrylic paint, and we've got paint markers. So I'm going to quickly do a little test, shrink these down, and see which comes out best before we go forward, because I've got all the shades as well, so that I know how dark the pink's going to go, how dark the green's going to go, the skin tone and stuff like that. I figured this was a smart move. I'm not going to put it in like this, but this is a good test for me. So I'm hoping that the pencils come out the best, because they're the higher quality, be easier with paint and paint markers, but I haven't got a pink in the paint markers. But my acrylic paint is super cheap, like £1 for a big bottle. Oh, it was exciting. Now, I did make a boo-boo and not cut them out properly, so I've learnt that's why we do these things. But these are good little references. These are my results. My secrets. Skin tone. Coloured pencils, this is. Or was that paint? Because these are the paint ones. They came out alright, considering they're cheap. They're just very rough feeling. These are the paint markers. It shriveled up and didn't straighten back out. But that's because I left excess plastic. But as you can see, you can't really tell the difference between the colours there. And I can't see under there, so there's options there, but the white just seemed to disappear. Black's nice, don't get me wrong. So if we want white, we're going to have to go with gesso. That was actually. And here are my coloured pencils. They actually kept the colour really well, except for these two. So we can eliminate that, but the pink came out nice and the darker shaded pink, so we have options to shade. And then our skin tone came out great. So I now have references, and I also learned to make sure that I cut out the doodads, and I did burn my finger. First attempt. I did burn my finger. I touched it when it just came out of the oven. So I'm going to put these to the side so that I have them as a reference. So I'm going to excited. I also struggled with like sizing. I didn't know what size to do. So we're going to do some quarters because I essentially want to turn these into badges. Oh, that just disappeared on my desk, didn't it? That's not going to work. I need to be able to see what I'm doing here, peeps. Now I can't see the lines. Okay. There we go. That made it easier. Yes, I'm making the spam brush into a pin. And spam blob. And of course, it wouldn't be right not to turn Spam World into a pin, would it? So now we get to colour them all. This took way longer than I was expecting. But for these ones, I'm testing something. I'm testing the shading. I'm testing all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to shrink these down as our test. See what size they go to, if the shading is worth it or not. Then we can crack on with the rest of the stuff. At last, I was not expecting that to take so long. So now I'm going to cut them and shrink them and hope they come out better than my tests. Oh my gosh, here they are. Oh, that's so cute. First of all, Spam World. Cute. Love it. I got so excited about these, like I was 2 years old. Spam Blob. I forgot to put the white on this one. Spam Brush. Can't really see that face, it's too small. And I did put a hole in it as well. That one's going to be like a keychain. And then the star of the show, Spam herself. And I forgot to put the white in her teeth. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I love them. Sizing wise, I'd maybe like them a bit bigger. But for pins and badges, Spam Brush, was going to be a keyring, she's too small. And the hole was too close to the edge, I think. But I'm very happy with it, the way they turned out. See, it's too close to the edge. I got to remember to add the highlights, add the white. Okay. Let's move on to the next set. See, now that I know, I can adjust the designs that I have to fit whatever I want to make. So these are personal. I have been looking for an orange charm for this bracelet that I've made for Ty. Because he always smelled like oranges. I don't know whether I've ever told you that, but like behind his ears, he always smelled like oranges. The hotter he got, the stronger the smell. And I just can't find the perfect thing, so I figured I'd try and make one. Then we have Ace here. He's mid-licking his butthole. Then we have Spam as a rubber duck. Which I think is hilarious. And then, do you recognise this guy? Remembering to add my white, because Ace would look super weird if I'd forgotten that. So those ones should come out the same size as the Spam ones that I did. Now, these ones, these two are going to be key rings. And I actually, because the vets actually took like paw prints of, like, from Ty before he got cremated. And I actually traced that from his actual paw print, and like they're a little surprise to my partner. Like one for him and one for me. Because I made him a keychain like my bracelet that says Pooper, because that was what he used to call him. I made these tan and white to match him. Ty, not my partner. And then on the other side here, we had Spam, Squishy. So I'm going for this one now. This one is going to be a sun catcher. That was the plan. So I've used a whole sheet for this one. And I'm going to try and do a sun catcher. So I'm thinking colour Spam in, and then go lightly on the background. I did this for an Arty April short. I think I did it as stained glass window or something like that. Stained glass. And I loved that design, and I thought I'm going to bring that back for this and see if it works. I don't know. Don't know whether it is going to work, whether it turns out to be a sun catcher or what, but as you can see, I've left some space, but I've still coloured it so that it doesn't shrivel. And I have coloured the rest of these off camera because they were taking forever. Cutting and cooking. Brace yourselves. Okay, I'm disappointed. The Spam ones are the first batch. I don't know whether I was overexcited after it happened, like after I did them, like that first time experience. But these are going to be my badges and my collection of things. So we had Spam Blob. These have all been gessoed as well. Nope, not gessoed. Mod Podge. Spam World. So these to me are probably the best ones. The rest didn't turn out how I expected. Maybe I just got too excited for these. I was expecting more. These are how my oranges turned out. Fail. Too dark. Not right. Don't like them. Go away. Not worthy to go on the bracelet. And that's it. I'm not showing you the rest. I'm a chicken. This is how Ace turned out. His butthole got lost a little bit. And the green of his eyes disappeared. But he turned out very grainy and so dark. Then Spam and Pam. I don't hate this one, but the gesso that I tested previously, it just rubs off, and it didn't do that when I tested it. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe I went too thick, but it broke off and like stuck to the rest of them. I recreated that from there. Was it video? Squishy Spam. It's not quite the same without the hand squishing her. Emotional support brick. Love him. He turned out okay. Tad too dark, but I couldn't remember what colours I used to colour him the first time, so. But he's not awful. Spam duck. Yellow is too orange. Again, not a disaster. Just a little too dark, that's all. Okay, now we move on to this lot. This one, I kind of like. I did it as a tattoo on a character's arm one time. What would Spam do? And I do like that. It's actually stuck to my wall. But the gesso is just a problem. It was fine pretty much on this one, but Ace and the rest of them, it all just cracked off and... I don't know. Too small a space maybe? These are the paw print keychains. I learnt my lesson with the holes. Look, see, they're a bit further in. But it's got like a stain on this one and I don't quite know where that's come from. One for me, one for my partner. I like the way they came out. They're cute. Then this is for my partner. The gesso again. I created this for my partner to go with his little set tie with the tennis ball in his mouth. And then obviously we have Ty, the protector of the Spam and Universe core. I tried to create a glow here, but it doesn't quite come across. That's the only thing that disappoints me on this one is the glow. Then we have our sun catcher, I think. That's the only one we're missing. See, it's not quite what I expected. It shrunk down a lot. And it's not flat either. But for a first attempt, I don't hate any of these apart from the oranges, but now I do have some shrinky dink paper left, so let me know your ideas. Did I miss anyone that I should have done? Let me know. Like I said, I don't really hate any of them apart from the oranges, but they just look like orange circles, which I guess is... Ace deserved to be bigger. But which one's your favourite? Like I say, I think the first 4 that I did were the winners. But I'm glad I tried it, and I would definitely recommend it if you haven't. Let me know your thoughts down below. While you're there, hit that like. Hit that old subscribe button as well if you haven't already. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm dying to hear your thoughts. And I will catch you in the next one.